wrong for a couple losing teams this weekend? The Steelers lost to the Cardinals 24-10. Marcus, what went wrong?
Well, one thing is they couldn't cover the tight end against Arizona. And I know watching this tape that Kyler Murray was like, thank God that they cannot, because the pass rush was still effective when you talk about the guys on the edge and obviously TJ Watt and Highsmith. But he was able to get his tight ends involved and then find these type of plays with his legs and improv. There was a drive in this game where the tight end literally caught 2 touchdowns. And I was like, Pittsburgh, are you defensively just tired of this offense not creating anything, or you legit can't stop the Arizona Cardinals?
Let's get to the Browns losing to the Rams 36-19. Dan, what went wrong?
Yeah, their defense handling some of the stuff that the Rams threw at them to attack man coverage. First of all, crossers. It's one of the things that the Rams do better than anybody in football. And then motions. It was very Miami-centric in many ways. The different ways that they were changing where guys were pre-snap and then motioning them across the ball, and the lack of kind of communication. They got hit in man coverage on 2 jet sweeps that went for probably 75-plus yards. So the man coverage versus man was a big deal.
The Chiefs were beaten by the Packers 27-19 on Sunday. Mina, what went wrong there?
You know, the Chiefs defense has been really good this year, but one area where they have struggled is stopping play action. Now, losing one of their starting linebackers and safety early in this game didn't help, but Jordan Love absolutely shredded them off of play fakes. Yes. 11 for 14 for 117 yards, passer rating of 125. This is a problem going forward that needs to be fixed, because when you look around the AFC, the contenders, you're seeing the Ravens, Dolphins, both elite play action passing teams.
And guys, as we saw in that game, the Packers have come alive. Their playoff push is real, okay? They are 10 times more likely to make the playoffs right now than they were in Week 8, sitting on a 2-3 shot to do it. Look at the left side of your screen there. Yes, that's cheese being used as a bullet point, as it should be, and it's Swiss, which is the best kind of cheese. Don't at me. They also had the easiest remaining schedule in the league. Their opponents have lost twice as many games as they have won. So, Dan, the Packers back in the playoff mix because of Jordan Love. He's making that face because he doesn't like Swiss cheese, I bet. Is that why you're making that face?
Yeah, Swiss cheese is gross. American cheese and then cheddar and then mozzarella.
I actually
American cheese. Oh, my God.
I like all cheese,
Sorry.
but of course, Dan's talking about like the Kraft single, the little flap of cheese. Anyway, let's talk about Jordan Love and Green Bay. Why have they been so effective, Dan, in recent weeks?
Yeah, because they got rid of Swiss cheese and started to use the right stuff. I really believe that they have figured out who they can be in the run game and what scheme they have to be in the run game. And it's not the efficiency and the effectiveness of their zone scheme and really their split flow. You see how every one of these clips, there's somebody from one side of the ball, and as the ball gets snapped, cutting the backside of the edge. It's creating better leverages for their offensive line. It's creating better angles for their offensive line. You know, we often talk about on our show like who teams are. Now, contrast this to Detroit. Detroit is as run diverse when it comes to scheme as anybody in football. But I think that the Packers on this run have figured out like, no, they're going to be a zone run team this year. And they're best when they do split flow, meaning flow one side and somebody coming back across to cut the edge of the defense. I think it helps their quarterback. I think it helps A.J. Dillon. And I think it's the premier part of their play action game.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talk from us last year about how this team was actually operating. And if y'all remember, we had a bunch of conversations about Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon kind of leading the way for this offense that was sputtering on the outside. And you saw it in this game as well. And I can't believe Dan talking about the run game as much this year as he is. It just makes me so happy. Like, and you look at A.J. Dillon and this bring your own blocker as well. Like there's a sentiment when it comes to the Green Bay Packers, obviously, in this game, and it showed up against Kansas City. You got to make a decision. Are you going to continue to tackle him from a distance with your safeties, or are you going to bring him up? And that's where we saw those opportunities from Jordan Love downfield. It was enough to just make them one step slower defensively, talking about Kansas City, in order to give him an opportunity to push the ball downfield, whether it be against zone or man, and we saw him take those chances.
Yeah, the Packers offense right now is sort of the epitome of the rising tide lifts all boats, because all the pieces of it are playing better and developing because they're so young as the year goes along, and they're all helping each other. You guys talked about how the run game is helping the pass game. One thing that really caught my eye in the Chiefs game is how Love's improved accuracy, and it really improves, like on a week-to-week basis, is helping these young wide receivers in ways that you didn't see early in the year, particularly getting yards after the catch. Christian Watson and Jaden Reed, that's actually one of the faster 1-2 punches in the NFL. Both of them ran, I think, like 4.36s at the combine. So one thing that Matt LaFleur has done really well to take advantage of that speed is put them on crossers. And if Love can put the ball in a place optimizing their ability to get yards after the catch, you get what we saw against Kansas City, which is they were killing them coming across the field. So it really is a testament to, I think, Jordan Love's improved accuracy that we're seeing that out of them.
Dan, did you have something?
Boogie, one last thing. One last thing. Oh, go ahead, Dan. Go ahead, Dan.
I was just going to say, Mina, that the play action, and we've talked about this, it's really given him time to not be mechanically perfect, but I do think he's improved mechanically from his lower half, and that's improved his ball placement.
Yeah. Look, we just had big discussions on offense. I just want to warn everybody, as Dan talks about this playoff run with Green Bay, that defensive line's starting to hunt now. Luke Van Ness, Preston Smith, Rashawn Gary, they are starting to get after the quarterback individually and as a team. So playoff for Green Bay, you got to have that element, and that element is starting to show up in a major way.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys at home, don't tell them, but if they want to go, a lot of times I'm going to let them go, okay? Like 99.9% of the time, if somebody wants to get back in, we act like we maybe wouldn't, but no, they can always go. Raise your hands, people. I'll let you talk. All right.